would say the biggest challenge facing money service businesses today are the state rules and regulations, and trying to understand how you can participate in a mass market environment with all the various rules and regulations of the states.
We also have the federal criminal statutes around money laundering, which says that the banks are not supposed to be engaged in money laundering, but they're also not supposed to be aiding and abetting entities that are involved in money laundering, as well as just being willfully blind to it.
From the regulatory's perspective, they are doing everything they can to stop all the crime that's occurring, the bad money, that dirty money that's going through the system. So I would have to say from their perspective, that's the toughest one. From the bank's perspective, it is certainly protecting our risk and our exposure and the ability for us to do our due diligence on our client base to assure that we are booking business with good customers.
Choke point, in many cases, I think was a reaction of the federal government to try to find responsible parties. Who's responsible for this? Where do these issues happen? Where do fraudsters, where do they go? And unfortunately, what they did was they made sort of a hit list of certain merchant types that were probably more prone to either anti-money laundering or fraudsters or nefarious sort of activities. And they thought, well, if we cut this off, and then as banks saw this list, what are banks? They try to de-risk themselves. They're all in the business of not dealing with risk. So it was very easy for them to come out and say, okay, I'm not doing these businesses. I'm turning these off. It's easier to not do them than to deal with them.
What we see is a disconnect between the payments industry and payments innovation and the ability of legitimate payments innovators in some cases, such as in the Bitcoin space and cryptocurrency, but also in a lot of different areas that involve banking and payment services that are essentially becoming disenfranchised.